1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Asma Hafiz. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says Pakistan-Sri Lanka relations are growing in a dignified manner for further expansion and promotion. The Director Generals of Military Operations of Pakistan and India have agreed to address each other's core issues and concerns which have propensity to disturb peace and lead to violence. Pakistan has asked the United Nations to take measures to end ongoing rights abuses in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Organization of Islamic Cooperation has reaffirmed its commitment to promotion and protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms, including in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says Sri Lanka is a special friend and a strong partner of Pakistan. In a tweet today, he thanked leadership and the people of Sri Lanka for his warm reception and gracious hospitality during his recent visit. The Prime Minister said he agrees with the impression that Pakistan-Sri Lanka relations are growing in a dignified manner for further expansion and promotion. Prime Minister Imran Khan will virtually address the high-level panel on international financial accountability, transparency and integrity for achieving the 2030 Development Agenda today. He will speak at the virtual launch of Fact Panel Report in New York. The Director Generals of Military Operations of Pakistan and India have agreed to address each other's core issues and concerns, which have propensity to disturb peace and lead to violence. According to ISPR, two Director Generals of Military Operations held discussions over the establishment mechanism of hotline contact. The two sides reviewed the situation along line of control and all other sectors in a free, frank and cordial atmosphere. Both sides agreed on strict observance of all agreements, understandings and ceasefiring along LOC and all other sectors which effect from last midnight. The permanent representative of Pakistan mission to the United Nations, Munir Akram, says the objective of the world body was to prevent war and use of force against the independent state. He was speaking at an open video conference area formula meeting on upholding the collective security system of the UN Charter, the use of force in international law, non-state actors and legitimate self-defense. Munir Akram said Pakistan has been victim of attacks by the terrorists being harbored by the neighboring state. He said struggle to get internationally acknowledged right to self-determination cannot be dubbed as terrorism. Meanwhile, speaking during a plenary meeting of UN General Assembly, Munir Akram asked world body to take measures to end the ongoing rights abuses in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The Secretary General of Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Dr. Yusuf bin Ahmad Al Uthaymeen, has reaffirmed OIC's commitment to promotion and protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms, including in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The OIC Secretary General made the statement in his address to high-level segment of ongoing 46th session of United Nations Human Rights Council. Dr. Al-Uthaymeen highlighted the massive Israeli human rights violations against Palestinian people, the human rights situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the post-conflict rehabilitation and reconstruction in Nagorno-Karabakh of Azerbaijan, the situation of Rohingya Muslim community in Myanmar and other Muslim countries in non-OIC member states. The Secretary General stressed that the OIC will continue to utilize all platforms to promote pluralism, dialogue among cultures and religions, as well as respect for tolerance. Prominent international daily The Washington Post says arrest and prosecution of climate activists in India puts question on the very claim by the country of being world's largest democracy. In an opinion piece, the paper termed the arrest of young activist Disha Ravi part of Modi government's consistent policy of suppressing dissent and freedom of speech. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.